All right. All systems go. You can hear me? Okay. It looks like everything's good. Nothing's changed since last week. Except I did take the chat window out because I haven't had a chance to get into stream whatever and set up a pretty new layout to include the chat. So we're going to have to rely on Google YouTube doing its chat recording. See how it works. Anyway, how is everybody? What is today? The 18th. The 18th of December. Like 1 week out from Christmas, 2 weeks out from the New Year. Yeah, it's all happening at once. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the welcome Brayden. Hi Newt. Yes, that's my WoW avatar that I've been playing too much of. Samuel, welcome. Ender, welcome. So yeah, tonight we're gonna hang out, talk about stuff we've painted in 2019, things we may be proud of, and I'm gonna paint some Catachan jungle fighters because they kind of need to get done, and it sort of breaks up, what I've been doing. I haven't worked on them in a while, so this should be nice and fun. Yes, we're live. Let's do some painting. Exactly. Todd has it right. Dartsfaller, hi, welcome. So yeah, 2019, coming to a close. So, we probably all didn't get exactly what we wanted done this year. I don't think most people meet every one of their goals for any given year, you know. But it's important to remember the things you have done. So, I know I've been doing the paint and chat thing, I think, since about June. And so I've gotten more stuff painted probably in that 6 month time than I have in years, so woohoo. And as far as everything else goes, man, I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff. It's just really hard to, I don't have anything to show yet. Stupid post. Anyway, what are you guys doing? What are you working on tonight? What are you proud of that you've done for 2019? In the meantime, this guy, I'm working on my kill team. He's a super attractive looking Catachan jungle fighter. Look at those super strong muscles. Grr. So we're gonna work on that. What a year. For real, dude. It has been some year. But sorry, didn't mean to cause the earthquake there. For my guy, one of my favorite discoveries is this freaking model holder that I've been using for everything. Gonna go ahead and get his basing in and worked on while we hang out and chat. Gosh, what the heck have I worked on for this year? As far as the hobbying stuff goes, painting-wise, I've gotten all of my Warhammer. Anything that is currently painted for Warhammer Underworlds was painted this year. So that was a really cool thing. And I still need to paint my Beastgrave stuff. Oh, man. Maybe I could have worked on that tonight. So are any of you guys still playing Warhammer Underworlds? That game is pretty fun. But I haven't actually had a chance to practice with the Beastgrave mode. Toward this part of the year, it's really hard to get people to come over to play because everybody's busy and they have family in town or just general obligations, you know? Did someone say craft paints? Why, hello, Zach Sportson. No one said craft paints, but now that you mention it, I do have quite the collection of fantastic craft paints to get my models done. However, I also have other paints because I am a non-discriminate painter. If it sticks and works, I use it. Especially for dirt. I'm just painting dirt here. So, for him. Working on the Goblin Carolers. Where I can lean in. Working on the Goblin Carolers from Reaper Minis. Hope to get it done tonight and slip into my parents' slip it into my parents' Christmas village when I travel home to see them. You think they'll notice? Or are you gonna leave it there so that whenever like mom's cleaning and picking stuff up, she's like, ah, oh Todd. Is that the goal? Painted quite a host of Tyranids. Also began my Blood Angels on Thanksgiving vacation. Almost finished my Ball Predator. Really? Dang, you're moving on that. Good job, Samuel. Really. Very, very nice. Alright. What else have we got here? Ender, getting my War Machine Battle Group box still this month. Super excited. Excellent. Now, which faction do you have for your battle box again? Was it? I'm trying to remember. No, I don't remember. Hard to go wrong with dirt, right, Samuel? Thank you. Todd, basically, they have so many pieces in it that they won't notice until they start to put it away in February. Okay, so yes, you are trolling your parents there, huh? Do you think they'll know that was you? Or do you think they'll be like, did we own this? I don't remember owning this. Oh, hey, Paul. Thank you for joining us. Paul, my dear moderator, hanging out all the way from England. There we go. Dirt accomplished. Now, Catachan Jungle Fighters. The skin tone should be interesting because, you know, you're running around the jungle, you're, you know, super muscly, and it's hot. And you're probably in the sun sometimes. So I imagine you're probably pretty tan or on the darker side. So I've got to figure out how to do that. You don't want those dirt pigments to be too big. Thank you, Tristan. That's true. Oh, FYI, because I know you tolerate my movie chatter. I saw 2 movies this weekend because I was sick out of my mind over the weekend. Motherless Brooklyn, pretty dang good, like a legit noir film. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Like, it's been recently made, so nicely done. And then we saw Jumanji 2 last night, which was probably not an amazing movie, but a freaking hilarious movie. So, quite enjoyed that one. Well, I was going to get Circular Boros if it wasn't in stock, literally everywhere. Went with my second personal favorite, Retribution. Okay, well, Retribution is also an extremely strong army, so hopefully you enjoy that, man. Let's see here. So, we've got my Kislev flesh here. I'm going to probably go ahead and get his skin tone on kind of early. He's one of the lower layers. Oh, he's got his little dog tags in underneath all this super chiseled muscle. This guy is ridiculous. I'm so happy. I love this model. Okay, what have we got here? None of these are gonna work. Stare at that a moment. Get to the chopper. Yeah. So, admittedly, for Kill Team, I'm kind of excited about having some Tempestus Scions, but also Catachan Jungle Fighters because they're just the Expendables, which is admittedly a movie I super enjoyed. So I'm just making all my super action stars and putting them in my game. Did you kit bash and bling them out? I found them used, some of them. So other people may have kit bashed them. For the most part, I was like, yeah, this is good enough. This will make an army. Here's $10, you know, and then I went on. So no, I haven't kit bashed him. But, you know, he's got some pretty amazing detail all on his own. I mean, he's got the dog tags going on, obviously insane muscles. He's got his little canteen back there with the Imperial symbol on it. Overall, not bad detail for this little guy. And he's, actually, pretty sure he's plastic, but he's weighted down a bit because we've got a metal washer in there. So yeah, all right. Well, let's start off with some Kislev flesh. Get that on there. Gonna need more detailed brush. Thanks again to those little, to these bomb wicks that Jason at Creature Cast who gave me. I've been using these brushes quite a bit and have managed not to break them, so yay. That's a good thing, right? Also, I don't know why these little containers are such a pain to open. Me and my role-playing group are going to start a new IKRPG campaign soon. We're planning to do a full 12-hour-long first session to commemorate. Whew! That's crazy, man. Wow, that's a lot. So, on accomplishments for 2019, speaking of the IKRPG, I wrote a whole campaign that was recorded for an actual show done for the IKRPG. And it was neat because I got to do all kinds of research on all of the Iron Kingdom stuff and learn way more about it than I ever knew from just playing the game. Because, you read the novels or you read the rule books before they took all the lore out, and you'd get an idea of the story and stuff happening, which was great, but you didn't get as much of, the full history of the world and what all made it so interesting. Most people who play War Machine have no idea what the world is actually like. And so this year, I got extremely familiar with the origins of of Kane in the IKRPG, as well as the different regions, the different cultures. There's different bad guys. There's a Monsternomicon, of course, for writing the stuff, but there's a lot of flexibility as far as creating your own bad guys as well. So, Ender, I think you will have a good time in your first session, although 12 hours still seems super intense. Hope you have a lot of Cheetos and Mountain Dew. Norn Queen Alexis. I'm sorry, it's so hard to remember your new name, even though it's right in front of my face in text. How are you doing? Happy Christmas if I don't talk to you before then. What's up? I'm here in junk. Yes, you are. I'm just hanging out, painting some Catachan. Okay, I'm gonna ask this because I was seriously looking at my rulebook and I was very confused, and maybe this is from months ago, so hopefully I don't embarrass myself too bad, but you're my resident expert. What weapon is this dude holding? Because I don't really know. I mean, it looks like a bolter, almost, but anyway, you tell me, because I'm not sure. Ender, sounds great. I always love reading about the IK history. Yes, and as far as that stuff goes, if you can get a hold of any of the old rule books on the old D20 system before they redid it, it's even better. They have better detail in those books, including, what is it? They have more details on the individual towns, and they talk about how the train system worked, and you can get more information on roads. There's just more granular information in those older books. So if you can find it, I highly recommend going that route. I was hoping they'd put out more books, but I don't know that the IKRPG had quite the same impact, popularity when they released it, unfortunately. So. Is it an autocannon? Really? It's an orc shooter? Really? Oh, okay. Well, man, I'm gonna have to write that into my story. That explains why it wasn't in my kill team list. No, it's your reason not to play it as a heavy bolter. I don't think I have access to heavy bolter in kill team for my dude. So, it'll have to be something else. I don't really want to take it off or mess with the model, so thank you. It was really bothering me before the show. I'm looking through the rulebook. I'm like, why don't I know what this is? So, now I do. An orc shooter? Why did they put that on there? So yes, apparently some of these models are kit bashed. How about that? Surprise! These guys' muscles are so ridiculous. It's amazing. Can you imagine running around like this? Like being able to lift a car and stuff. It's a heavy stubber. Okay. Nice, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Let's go nuts with that. Traditional Christmas theme to paint, sweaty gorilla men. Thank you. So I'm glad you mentioned that because I was looking at miniatures, you know, whatever I wanted to work on for tonight, and it's been cold as the inner circle of hell around here by my standards. I live in New Mexico, so I'm not too acquainted with the cold, but it was legitimately like 20 degrees this morning, and I never really warmed up all day, and so I didn't want to paint anything that would remind me of being cold. So I actually did that on purpose, for what it's worth. Yes, the D20 books are so rich. I need to dive deeper into those. They're good. They're really good. LRM23936. I've painted a reinforced company of battle mechs along with infantry, vehicles, and a VTOL support. Nice. Imperial Guard would kill killed for using orc weapon. Be killed. Oh, okay. Well, it probably wouldn't work, right? Maybe. All good. Kit bash for kill teams are legit. We'll say he made it himself. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not remodeling it. I'll have to come up with an excuse. The Emperor won't mind. Yeah. Alexis, I know you've had a big year. Hobby-wise, do you have anything you're particularly proud of for either the channel or just stuff you've gotten done? I know you've done a few commissions. Oof. Yeah, I think this Kislev flesh is working just fine, and then I can get a wash over it to get into some of the details, highlight some muscle, and we'll call it good. Hey, Brian, how are you? I was thinking about you, missing my Tabletop Heroes family. Oh, I miss you guys so much. You have no idea. Oh my gosh. We need to catch up. We do. Wore my Yarp War Pig hat today. I miss you and your hats. Well, now I'm going to think of the inner circle of hell when winter comes to New Mexico. It's awful. I hate the cold so much. Yes, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Use it as a grenade launcher. You hit 10,000 points of sisters. Wow, that's awesome. That's a lot. A lot. You probably just frag the commissar if you put up a stink. Speaking of the 40k storyline, there's a lot of rumors about the ending of Psychic Awakening. So the Facebook group I'm part of has been chatting about it a bit. I have not been actively keeping up with the story part on it. So, and if it's all rumor right now, then I'll just wait. So if that happens, we're talking about the end of what, Psychic Powers? Because I never played with Psychic Powers anyway, or rarely. Not a fan of that whole element of play. Wouldn't break my heart. But that does seem like that'd be really bad for Eldar. Particularly Dark Eldar. So yeah, I'm not sure how that affects things. It'd be weird. Oh, right. His face should probably have some color in it, huh? This man is bald. So bald. It's because the jungle is hot. Hair just gets in the way. I don't know why these guys make me so happy. So, I don't think my friend Jeremy is in the chat tonight, but he did give me an idea on painting where you, and I'm sure you guys all know because I'm usually the last to know these things, painting by like layer. So like the skin's the deepest layer of the model, paint that first. And so I've been trying to follow that rule. So thank you, Jeremy, for putting that in my head. I know he's been working a lot lately. A lot of people this year are having to work a whole bunch of extra hours because people are buying things like crazy, which has been super great for morning and evening commutes. Slash sarcastic. Alright. Which guy is this? I live for the cold. Give me those below 0 days. Ugh. I become very unpleasant to deal with when I'm cold. Everything hurts. And, you know, you make a quick movement, you smack your hand into something, and it hurts even worse whenever any of your, like, extremities are cold, and then you get hit. Oh, so frustrating. And then things get stuck, and it's drafty, and you just want to sit down and be cozy, and you can't because you have stuff to do. No, I hate the cold. Let's see here. Sounds like an easy peasy skin tone recipe. Yes. Off the cuff. I just made it up now. So, easy enough for me. So, what made you pick Catachan? Well, even though I play Khador, and I love my Khadoran brethren, and I kind of considered the Vestroyan company, you know, to stick with the theme. I like the idea of these absurd muscleman action heroes running around because the 40k universe is, you know, it takes itself really seriously now, kind of. But it's not a super serious thing to me. I'm a very campy person, and so the idea of making these sort of campy, ultra action heroes as my group of people is absolutely more what I wanted to do. I want something that'd be fun to paint. These guys can have like tattoos drawn on them, or maybe, I don't know, other battle scars. It's just stuff to give them a little more personality, you know? I guess I just wanted guys that would have a strong personality to them, and the Catachan definitely have that. Another choice would have been, the Hollands actually seemed really cool. Cadians are certainly respectable. Like, I like the Cadian storyline and how they stand tall after everything, but they're more traditional, straight military. I don't feel like I can be as tongue-in-cheek with with them as I can with these guys. And that's basically the extent of my logic on it. I think I've got all of the parts that would have skin. Yay. Also, the end of February, Victor's moving in. Oh, sweet. One step closer to Arizona. I'm so excited. Well, congratulations. Hey, Jay Alexander, how you doing? Are you feeling better, man? I guess a bajillion people have gotten sick recently because, well, the cold weather sucks. Todd. And, but I know you were under the weather a while back, so are you feeling better? Heartsick Ruben, evening from the Netherlands. Welcome. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. We're just chatting about 2019, chatting about painting up my dudes. Got a reference picture of painted dudes. We're getting there. Sounds like a good reason for Catachans. Thank you. The planet broke before the guard did. I know, I actually love all of those memes. I think they're the best. Like, Arcadia stands ready, sir. I'm like, yes, you guys are amazing. That strength of spirit has always gotten me. It's what I love in stories. So, all right, he needs a red bandana. Blame the Viking blood. There you go. Thanks for the warm welcome on this cold night, dude. It is crazy. Glad you're doing better, though. Alright, so now he needs to get some little stuff. I dare not even talk about New Year's resolutions. I know that, this is the time of year where everybody wants to talk about it, but if you have a New Year's resolution, I hope you would have just started by now. And that's usually my own advice to myself on this sort of stuff. And for me, it's just, get stuff done. So, at least when I'm sitting here painting, I feel like I'm getting stuff done. It's been a nice thing. One of the things about painting too, just from a, non-hobbyist perspective, is it's something you can just sit down and do. You can just sit down and work on it and enjoy yourself, and by the end of the day, you by yourself can have a miniature completely painted. You don't need anyone else's help to do it, and you don't need to rely on waiting forever for stuff to come back. That's definitely been a challenge of 2019, we'll say. So hopefully in 2020 I'll see the fruits of all that waiting. Speaking of, anybody here going to Adepticon? I only got my tickets for it. Haven't planned anything else, but got tickets for it. I have 3 conventions in the first quarter of 2020. It's going to be bananas. Whee. Focusing on getting this guy's little bandana done, don't mind me. Grrr. I'm running through the jungle, playing with games and having fun. Grrr. Can't do that with just the strands, they'd be so serious. Every mini is a new lesson. It's been fun. Oh, well, thank you. New Year's resolution, get better at painting, learn things. I only started in September. Oh, well, there's always a ton to learn with it, but you get to tolerable really fast. And then you only go up from there, so for what it's worth. Just jump in and do it, and evidently you have been. Appreciate you hanging out in here. At the end of the day, the only thing that gets you better is doing it. And it's really hard to tell what's going on sometimes on the part of the model. You really have to kind of just guess. There we go. And that will come down a bit as it dries and gets washed. Brutai Beer Loaf. You live 10 minutes from Adepticon. It'll be my first one. Oh, well, cool. Hopefully I'll see you there then. Edwin, question for everyone here. Where are some places I can go to play some tourneys or do battle reports? I need a fun vacation and would like to play more games. Like going locally somewhere? I'm not sure what you mean. Or just on the internet. Hey, I'm working on the Abysmal Dwarf Half-Breeds Bull Centaurs tonight. Welcome, Mike G. Cool. We're having fun with that. Oh, hey, didn't expect you to do painting today. Yep. I'm painting today, but I won't be painting next Wednesday. That's Christmas Day, and I have dinner with my mummy. So we're gonna go hang out and do that. I'm gonna show her how to use her new Roku box, which she doesn't know she has yet. My only hobby plan Outside is the usual Warhammer world again for a couple days in March. Oh, okay, nice. Still need to get out to England. Come harass you, Paul. You're in Louisiana? Oh, well, I have a friend of mine used to live near Shreveport, and there was a game store nearby there that he'd go to. Don't know if it's still there. So bragging. Okay, I did that squad of crossbowmen. Nice. Excellent. Added details so their armor parts are a little more complicated, and did metal for arrowheads so they are as good as I make them. Nice. Wow, very nice. More like some events in that part of the country. Indy Storm. I don't know how far Indianapolis is from Louisiana. Kind of a ways. If you're wanting to go someplace local, I would see what your local game stores know of as far as events. Because usually they'll have, they're either hosting events or sponsoring events if it's local. Miranda and everyone else. Hey, Bills. Welcome. I heard Adepticon, but I might not be able to make that. Adepticon is a really great one, but it's expensive to stay at. It's, you're in Chicago, which is already sort of expensive to do stuff in, so. Grab him a super glue then, might as well work on Raging Heroes. Yoko, the Psycho, actually won her for their Facebook caption contest. Nice! Well, very good. Let's see, how do I ban you? Ha ha. There's a Warhammer store in Shreveport. Oh, okay. Yeah, check that out. My sister's box should keep me busy till they drop the new kits. Excellent. Are you guys all in on the new Sisters of Battle? I saw some of it. I don't know. I've played Imperial Guard for long enough at this point that it's really hard to go back to Sisters that I had years and years ago. And what? Alexis has like 10,000 points. I have like 1,500. Not a huge amount, so not exactly heartbroken one way or the other on it. Okay, let's get some olive drab going. I hope this thing is not too dry. I just want more Sisters of Battle. Well, looks like you're gonna get them. I wonder if we're going to get some Kill Team Sisters rules yet. Took me forever to pick a color scheme for her since I double purpose model. She's an Asian girl in a Sefuku. Okay, nice. I'm in for a Sisters Kill Team. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are really excited about doing that, make sure the army isn't completely awful before you invest thousands of dollars into it. Again. I have 4 squads of original ones in the Immolator Flame Tank. Yes, I've got... What have I got? An Exorcist. I think I have an Immolator. And then, like the heavies and Battle Sisters and some Seraphim. Hello and Merry Christmas. Hey, Justin. What am I doing? I have scissors. Silly craft paint in their stubborn packaging. There we go. Let's get some pants painted. Yeah. Catachan pants. Yeah. Conan Mills. What up, y'all? What's up with you, Mr. Conan? You taken, is that your actual name, or are you named from Robert Howard's Conan series? Inquiring minds want to know. And that's the other thing. I mean, I even enjoyed like the Conan movies, right? So crazy, stupid muscle men looking models apparently make me very happy. Boots are gonna be black. Just talk to myself as I paint along, make sure I don't paint places I shouldn't paint. Everybody does that, right? That's normal? Sure it is. So yeah, plenty of stuff to do in 2019. So convention-wise, you know, depending on where people are in parts of the country, I'll be at Indie Storm in Indianapolis at the end of January. I will be at Genghis Con in the second, I think, weekend of February in Denver. So if you're out that way, I am going to be running an IKRPG one-shot, actually, that I'm still writing, but have a good idea of what I'm doing at. And then Adepticon at the end of March. And of course, Valhalla will be launched at that point, so planning will be underway for that. So I get to be a stress ball for another 6 months. Super exciting, yeah. And what else? Haven't planned the rest of the conventions for that year. So first quarter of the year, very, very busy. And of course, actual battle reports, because I really need to do these, and I want to. And hopefully everybody that I need to help me with this stuff won't be super busy. So we'll see. This is a very dark olive drab, but I think it works perfectly for these guys because they're sneaking around in the jungle, you know? You don't wear bright colors. That would be irresponsible, obviously. You leave that just to the red headband for style, but, you know, any more than that and you're in danger. And that combo, she fits in with my Mantic Dreadball Convicts team, which is serving as the melee Chaos Cultist squad as the flamethrower attachment. Mandragora, you are very efficient. I appreciate that. Mr. Spock would commend you on your miniature collection habits. I've also been watching a lot of Star Trek, the original series, which apparently is my new favorite show. So, Shale had 2K worth of Sisters stolen back 2006-ish from my friendly local game store. Someone walked off with my army transport. Sticks out as the army that broke my heart. Oh, gosh. Theft is one of the worst things with that sort of thing. And it's hard because miniature cases oftentimes look like camera cases or cases that are holding some sort of electronic equipment. And so if you leave them out in your car and people don't know what they're looking at, they might think that you have cameras or some sort of high dollar equipment in there. So bust in your car, steal all your stuff, open it, see that you've got toys in there, and probably dump it. Like, I don't think they even try to sell it half the time. Maybe some people do, but a lot of gaming circles, you know, kind of keep an eye out for that stuff. So it's always heartbreaking. I have a few friends who've had their stuff stolen out of their car, like very boldly out of their car, but they never get their stuff back because I don't know that anybody, I don't know if the person stealing is actually like doing anything with it. That's, it's heartbreaking. But you'd also fit in with the dust, Sifuku-clad croats and special unit. Very nice. It's my real name, and I was named after Conan Doyle. Oh, nice. Well, welcome, Conan. This is a very cool name. You're what I'd miss. Hey, Siobhan. Dust still exists. It does. I'm going to be doing battle reports for it. Sign of a healthy imagination. Can I suggest the Fool's Gold Loaf for Valhalla next year? If you can get Mope to clear it, maybe I'll consider it. I used to drive my English teachers crazy with all my Conan book reports in high school. Why? He's a good author. Oh gosh. I don't think I even knew about Genghis Khan or how close it was. Might have to check that one out. Yeah, if you're near Denver, definitely head out there. It seems like I think it's $40 for the weekend, I want to say. It's nothing crazy. I wanted to go to a Valhalla event. What month did this happen? October generally. This next one will be the absolute end of September into October. Will Valhalla have a digital option again? Unknown at this point. I don't know that I didn't get to do quite all I wanted with the digital tickets this last year. There's a few things in the works if it can happen in time. I'd really like to incorporate a physical reward for some of the Valhalla stuff whenever that launches. So we'll see. If I can figure out a more streamlined way of doing a digital ticket with a more reliable kind of way to upload the updates, then maybe, but I might have to get some more equipment before I can do that. So we'll see. J. Alexander, sadly lacked the budget for Adepta or any con. We have local stuff. There's, we have, of course, Rumble on Route 66 if you're into Infinity. You can always check that one out. And we've got a few tournaments in town, so I don't know. Maybe we can talk. I can help you out with some of that. Valhalla is the event I would love to go to someday. It is pretty awesome. It's a magical place. That's why my bag is very distinctive. I have no doubt, Siobhan. No doubt at all. I just started painting last week. I'm a career artist. This is a new medium for me. It was requested as a Christmas gift. Really? Interesting. Yes, I know a lot of super talented illustrators and painters, and painting a miniature is different. This is the thing I know how to do, as opposed to, illustration skill or artistic other skill. But whatever, it works, and it gets my little army mans done. One of my bags has been marked by one of my cats. No one wants to touch that bag. Oh, gross. Oh, cats destroy everything. Edwin, definitely check out the Kickstarter will be launching March 1st, so. I'm working on a mini transport made out of a gutted violin case. Well, fancy. Although the person who steals that case will certainly be disappointed. Or will he? Never got into the jungle fighters. Instead, I managed to obtain the Praetorian Guard back in the day. Just love those pith helmets. That is pretty cool. But again, there's like a very distinctive personality to those miniatures, and you just, you go with what resonates with you. Apparently, this resonates with me. Painting minis is fun. Yeah. Saw a full Praetorian army once. One day. Says toys for the toy god. Nice. My super glue dried in tubes, so now my fingers are sore from squeezing and crushing. Black from primer. And sticky with a second skin layer of dry glue that won't join minis. The hobby we love, people. Yeah. Hopefully I'll have all my armies painted. That's always the goal when people go to Valhalla. It's not a requirement though. And maybe we'll have Creature Caster at it again. Those guys were great. And so they had this whole table last year, or I guess this year, where people would just hang out and paint their stuff and chat. It was super relaxing. It really helped to add to the retreat feel of the whole event. So yes. But again, always a good goal to try and get your stuff painted. All right, well, what else have we got here? That shirt needs to be like not super white, but maybe a sandy color. Let's see if I can find it. Need more shirtless guys. I want to see if I can't do like some sort of version of that tattoo that The Rock has, Dwayne Johnson. I'd love to have a miniature that I've like gotten the approximate markings on to look like him. Oh, that would be like, that would be an achievement. I'd be very proud if I could get that done. So we'll see. Okay. Back to business. His pants are green. We have successfully completed that. He needs black boots. And the gun can probably get painted next after that. We're getting there. Got some stuff. I had an OG Jungle Fighter Lieutenant I painted back in 2000 or 2001. I wish I still had him. Oh no, do you know what happened to him? I ran his face at pills. Cat. I've had too many cats. I just, like, I know that smell down to my soul. It's just the worst. And so, 2013? Yeah, until 2013. I had a cat and she was like 18 years old in 2013. And that's how old she was when she finally passed away. And by the end, you know, they're incontinent. And so you're just sort of smelling them as you're sad and loving them. Yeah. You say that cats do, then you haven't met my parents' dog. The big puppy slammed into me when I was painting and knocked the miniature out of my hand with its paw. And yes, he was pleased with himself. Dogs are always pleased with themselves. The whole world is just this big happy place for them. But dogs, they have no malice in their heart like cats do. Dogs are they just want the world to be, they think the world is the best, most awesome, happy place. And they just want you to know that. And so they have to remind you tactilely. Makes me miss my dog. Yeah. If you're at Valhalla, I may have to give you hard candy from my pocket. This is apparently a thing, so I apologize in advance. It's, you know, it's not expired or anything, I assume. Okay, no arms on the Yoko tonight then, but no pee. I'll paint skin, stockings, top, and boots. Details for next time, one step at a time. Edwin, I have about 5k of Cadian, 2k of Blood Angels, about 1850 of Raven Guard and Black Legion, and 1200 points of Eldar. I think I got my work cut out for me. Woo! So do you make the list first and then paint it, or do you just start painting groups and then figure out your lists later? Pets can interrupt hobby time. I have a long-haired cat that sits in my hobby room. I'm constantly pulling cat hairs off models on parts I've just painted. Oh, I bet. I want to improve my face painting skills. There's a reason all my Marines have helmets. That's right, Samuel. Dogs have no malice in their heart. They're just full of love. How do you have so many miniatures, Edwin? I feel like years of collecting is going to be the answer to that. That and most Marines are constipated. I mean, I don't know. This dude looks, I don't know, what do you think his expression is here? Just serious. Reminds me of Bullet Tooth Tony. 4 cats, 2 dogs. One of the dogs is blind and toothless. She has wicked cat finding skills. Always fun to watch. Lived with a cat for over 15 years. Don't know exact age. She died in my arms. Aww. Very similar level of love there. Also not exactly eager to go back to those smells. Yeah. I miss my dear little kitty, but, you know, you can't ever replace them anyway, so. Never take your helmet off. Have you seen Starship Troopers? Space Marines don't care about that. They have hero armor. And a, 3-up save. Oh yeah, faces are the worst. Thank goodness Yoko has an eye patch. She can look anywhere that way without looking cross-eyed. I don't know, I didn't have problems with faces the way most people do. For whatever reason, that was like the easiest thing for, as far as any sort of technical skill, I guess, with painting, other than just don't go crazy with colors. So I guess I count myself lucky for that part. But yeah, faces don't seem so crazy. Oh, The Trooper's looking good so far. Thank ya. List first, then paint. I had friends sell me their stuff. Got all of them within a year and a half. Nice. Very nice. You want a pupper so bad? Ugh, gosh, get out of New York first, Alexis. Don't put a dog in New York. Everybody in New York goes crazy if they're there too long. I say that with love. But at the very least, a dog needs a yard or some place to run around. Especially if you get a real dog, and by that I mean something that's over 20 pounds. What was it in the words of Ron Burgundy? Any animal under 30 pounds is any dog under 30 pounds or something is a cat. Cats are useless. It's a pretty appropriate line. As usual, I can't remember it correctly though, so apologies. Alright, just touching up all the little parts that I missed that I seem to always never be able to tell. You are so right. I am so right. Hey, Ilarian, welcome. Appreciate you hanging out. You just got out of the new Star Wars. Don't you say a word. I'm not that excited. I'm going to see it on Tuesday. It'll be after opening weekend anyway. I'm just going to assume my Facebook doesn't ruin it. And the primer is coming off the model. Apparently my primer does not like the Raging Heroes resin. This is new on me. Stupid question, but you did like scrub the model because they're all resin pieces. If you did scrub the model and it had an alkaline base to get any sort of mold release off, you might have a problem with that resin not being fully cured. Because that's happened before where the cold, being an evil thing, it will prevent resins from setting properly. If it's in a really cold environment, the chemical reaction won't happen to harden it. And so you may have like this uncured substance that is constantly almost sweating the resin substance, and it will prevent any sort of primer from sticking. So hopefully that didn't happen to you, because if it did, it's going to have to be replaced because you can't fix that insofar as I know. I'm in New York, an actual NYC, not South Canada. Sorry, Zach. Are you crazy? I don't know. I haven't hung out with you much. You could be crazy, and I just have no idea. I was born in upstate New York, so I constantly rag on New York people. No spoilers, I'm a jerk, but not a complete jerk. Thank you. You said face painting skills. I totally imagined you putting flowers and butterflies on your mini cheeks. That's definitely great. My dog is over 20 pounds, and he's a Chihuahua. So way to make Chihuahuas a real dog, according to Miranda. Is overfeeding it with bacon. Well, that's on you, Shivand. And maybe I should change the standard to 30 pounds. This just isn't my night. Oh, I'm sorry, Mandragora. I'm over for a Christmas catch-up at my friend Steely's house this weekend. Why do all your friends have these cool names? And I constantly check the heath of the orc I painted. Oh, the heath of the orc I painted from? Okay. Or painting my own face. Raging Heroes needs to be scrubbed many, many times. Raging Heroes puts a lot of release agents on their molds. Like, a lot. I can see that. Cosmetic surgery used to be such a taboo subject, but now you can talk about Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. Yeah, sure. Soaked in detergent for a few hours, scrubbed with a toothbrush. Thought it was ready to work. Maybe wrong. I mean, unless there's a problem with the way it's set. I hate painting resin ever since I started painting my Lord of the Rings characters. Hey, upstate New York sucks a lot more than you know. It got worse. Feed my dog till he's over 30 pounds. Alright, Siobhan, I'm not going to be guilty of your animal cruelty. You try to avoid it. So there's a lot of different kinds of resins, and they're not all equal. So some resins are really great, and some are not so much. And while plastic is kind of the best, probably, insofar as durability and workability, it's the most expensive thing to produce. So if you're looking at small manufacturers, and Raging Heroes isn't a huge company, you're gonna be stuck with resins or white metal, and you've got to kind of choose between the two of them. But I mean, if you're not getting a good resin substance, then white metal's going to be better. I don't know. It's a tough call. It was nice in the summer. I used to work in the Dinarac Mountains for a number of summers. Grandparents lived up there. Also, it is cold as hell in my house, so yeah. Well, if it's super cold, then you might not have the primer setting correctly either. And then, you know, primer in super cold weather won't set right. Or it can do that weird thing where it gets bumpy, I guess. Are your Catachans for kill team or an extension of your IG army? Both! But this is technically the kill team portion of that. So... you can't overfeed anything bacon. If you could, I'd have died years ago. Well, I don't know if that's true. Am I crazy? It'd have to be to stay here, but it'd certainly be if I left here again. Spent 5 months in the Pacific Northwest. Never again. Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of there either. Any of the coasts. In fact, just any super high population center. I think, you know, people treat each other differently when you have to live on top of one another. And so any of the coasts there, I'm not a fan of. I live in a state where, you know, I'm in the city, so it's not quite the same, but we're part of where I grew up, because I grew up here and in New York. We had like 80 acres around us. It's like another house would be like half a mile away. You're used to space. Get a lot of quiet time. Alright, we're gonna get the boots painted on here, and then get some metal. Gotta figure out that's the line for his boots right there, I think. Yeah. And honestly, gosh, I don't know what I would choose between the Pacific Northwest or New York. That's a tough call. I'll just stick with the Southwest for now. Although, we have our own little problems here. Well, no big. I'll paint it anyway and see if I like it and how it fits in with the girls and convicts I have. You know, the girls and convicts. Love how casual that is. Getting it done is better than another mini on the shelf for another year. You are correct. Oh, I see. Thank you, Paul, for the clarification. Well, here in Ohio, it's a balmy 18 degrees. Ugh. It's not even winter yet. What the heck? I never like the winter. Whenever it just, these few months I just sort of hold out and wait for the weather to get warmer. Meanwhile, I have 3 conventions that I'll be going to. Oh gosh, and Chicago in March is not pleasant. It is, admittedly, this year it was kind of amazingly beautiful for the first time, but my first year that I went to Adepticon in 2013, which is where I happened to meet Joey Berry, the wind and the weather, it like snowed and the wind was whipping everybody like crazy, and that was in April. It was just wicked, evil, meanie head weather. So yeah, no thanks. Dogs are great. I saw a joke dog text once Want breakfast? You had it. Want more breakfast? You'll get fat. What's fat? It's when you eat too much. Fat sounds great. Let's get fat. Oh, I love that one. I've seen that meme for sure. Bacon makes everything better. Bad salad, add bacon. Bad burger, add bacon. Horrible movie, add Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon doesn't approve movies. It's inappropriate, but did you see his trolling campaign? It was just a prank, but where he had his little Twitter campaign of free the bacon, and it's just, dude's got a sense of humor, that's for sure. Man, I think we'll see a Tremors reboot. Oh my gosh, I saw the Ghostbusters sequel again, titled Ghostbusters We're Sorry. This is great. It's a very, very interesting trailer. Hopeful, anyway. I'm curious. Super curious to see how they handle it. I like the cast though a lot, so next year should be good. We've got Bond, and Wonder Woman, and new Ghostbusters. Probably some other stuff. I don't know. Maybe another Jumanji. Probably not that next year. Winter can suck in Louisiana. Humidity makes for wet and cold. I can tell you that I felt colder out in the field than I was in Wisconsin. No doubt. It's December and there's no snow at all. Again, I don't like this. Where's my snow? Yeah, the only snow that we've had here so far was on Thanksgiving Day, and there's like 5 inches of snow that dropped, which was a lot. That's a lot for New Mexico. And then nothing since then. Adepticon is the same weekend as my birthday, and I still can't decide if it's worth putting a pothole in my savings. If you've never gone, it's worth the experience of checking it out. But yeah, I don't know what the cost, like how impactful that cost factor would be for you. But it's certainly, I don't think you'd regret going, for what it's worth. Then here's hoping you don't get hit with another of our mountain storms when you're in Denver. The weather can be really bipolar there. No doubt. Every time you host these paint and chats, I'm cooking dinner. Kind of wish I could offer everyone something. Sadly, there's not an app for that yet. 3D printers haven't come that far, but it's probably just a matter of time. You can just share your meals via 3D printer. I mean, really, once we have transporter capability, the ability to teleport, it's over. We will have one life. Alright, this thing's getting a little more tired. Speaking of which, my YouTube algorithm is constantly suggesting the video of you and Joey Berry playing Malifaux, despite already seeing it. Sounds about like YouTube. Oh my god, did you see the new trailer for Top Gun? It looks so nostalgic, just shirtless volleyball and jet fighters. Swoon. Illyrian, I know. I'm so excited for the new Top Gun too. So, Top Gun I loved as a kid. I really enjoyed Iron Eagle. Just any of those movies, they feel like they're total feel-good movies of accomplishment and, achievement. And so yes, I'm all about Top Gun 2. Maverick. It's gonna be amazing. Probably, maybe, doesn't matter. Samuel, I've been baking pies for the last few weeks. That sounds awful, but I hope you enjoy baking. In Virginia, we can experience multiple seasons in the same week. Fair enough. There are 3D printers for food. No doubt. Edible 3D printing, I'd like to see that. Could use a quesadilla about now. Yes. Probably not for a few years at least. They filmed a series, a pilot here in New Mexico, and it didn't get picked up. Flying out of JFK weekend, hotel stay. Cabs are nasty expensive in Chi-Town, and the usual convention spending cash on top of the badge. It's a headache. Very fair. Yes, Iron Eagle. because I saw the show Cobra Kai, and I'm like, what is this show he keeps watching? And then I heard it was Iron Eagle, and then I was like, well, I need to watch it. And then I watched Iron Eagle, and I was like, this is great. Back in the day, like, you just don't think about people just, you know, being jackasses in planes anymore. Just racing each other and treating them like motorcycles. It's so good. So yes, these are the types of movies that I enjoy to my core. That and TV, like Star Trek original series. I wish there was TV like that again. Instead, everything needs to be so dark and gritty. Except, okay, if you have Amazon TV, give it a chance. It can't be, but it's amazing. The Tick, as the TV series, it has 2 seasons. So good. It's so cute. I thought it was better than The Boys, even though the premise is actually surprisingly similar. So you can kind of compare them. And The Boys is good, don't get me wrong. It's just, The Tick has, it just has something else. It has this little extra something. The Tick. Plus, it was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. Along with Earthworm Jim. So good. I am going very slowly while I hammer on about this. Sorry. Trying to make a 40K diorama with chaos overrunning guardsmen. Sounds legit. Having trouble with what kind of ground I should use. Any idea on what planet I should base it? Oh, I mean, chaos kind of come out of everywhere. You would do... do you know what regiment of guardsmen you're wanting? I mean, are you going to be picking on the Acadians again? I would suggest a different regiment just to, you know, give some variety. But you could do a lot. I mean, it could be in... You know, there's some really cool Adepticon dioramas with Tyranids attacking, I guess, Space Marines, but, you know, similar sort of idea. And that was actually like in a destroyed building, so you're looking at like a concrete block. Heads up for when 3D printers go that far. I'm a vegetarian, so Siobhan will have to bring their own bacon. Well, but if you are 3D printing, I guess it depends on the reason you're vegetarian. Because if you're 3D printing a meat substance, then it's probably going to be, I mean, more than likely, I would imagine it would be a material that didn't involve killing an animal to make. And so, vegan meat? Cruelty-free meat? I don't know. And yes, I know you said vegetarian. You'd love my convicts, Miranda. A few aliens, and one's an actual orc who reminds me of Codex Dan. He's got Pinky the orc. I've got the convict the orc. Just chilling in human space prison like it's normal. Love it. It's great. See, that's the stuff right there. Personality. Pinky the orc. Give us more details on that. Who's more adorable, 50-year-old Baby Yoda or Paul Rudd? Paul Rudd is pretty cute. Not gonna lie, he's a good-looking everyman. Baby Yoda, I feel like I'm actively being manipulated whenever I see Baby Yoda. Like, he looks engineered for cuteness, and while I know there's always like some intent for that, like, you know, Gizmo is what he was compared to because he looks a lot like Gizmo. Identically almost. And Gizmo was meant to be kind of a cute plushy toy. But going through the Disney machine, you know Baby Yoda was like scientifically min-maxed for cuteness to, you know, get the most audience love ever. And then they completely failed on the merchandising side by not apparently having any of those toys available till February. So I'm sure Etsy's like going gangbusters with all these bootleg Baby Yodas is my theory on it. But yeah, I don't know. Baby Yoda's certainly cute, but it just, there's something that bothers me about him. Bills, I'd like to see a plate of spaghetti 3D printed with sauce and cheese on top. Fair enough. Recession is over, so shows should go more lighthearted. Thank you, Ben. I agree. You're a liar with pants of crimson fire. Yes, exactly. Oh, the tick is so cute. Planet or scenario inside of a building can be anything. Cityscape's an option. Also wilds or ruins, yes. The ticket's pretty campy. It is, but it's so good. God, I miss Earthworm Jim. So, Doug TenNapel did come out with an Indiegogo earlier this year for a new comic that he made that I totally backed. That came in this last week. So I've got this beautiful hardcover of another Earthworm Jim comic. It's beautiful. It's just fantastic. So maybe there's hope. Maybe it can come back. I'd love to see Earthworm Jim come back. Cartoon The Tick was awesome. The opening theme. Dawee! Yes, it was great. I was gonna go for Mars, but what the F would Guardsman be doing there? Yeah. And Mars isn't the most, I mean, it's just very red. Very monotone looking planet. Time to fight, little wooden boy. Yes, thank you. Baby Yoda is more adorable than Bottle Red, I suppose. Miranda just got interested in baking pies, substituting Splenda for sugar, more diabetic-friendly versions. I've used stevia before as an alternative. The only problem with it, and I mean overall, it's probably worth the trade-off just because sugar is almost not worth the effort anymore for the drawbacks it has. But you always get that like cool taste that comes with Splenda, or to a lesser extent I've noticed stevia or any of those alternatives. But yeah, I've used that before. I love making almond cookies. That's what I usually use my sugar alternative for. I love the Tick. It's actually kind of heartwarming. He just honestly wants to help everyone. Exactly! Like, no malice. He's like a dog, you know? I told myself I would finish my Man-O-War army by New Year's, but my player's IKRPG party keeps staring at me from the shelf. Sometimes you have just got to do what your heart is wanting to do there. So maybe paint an IKRPG mini and then, like, make a deal with yourself, you know? Like, okay, if I get this much with Man-O-War done, I'll go paint this one. Sometimes that works. No guarantees. I know, I got the Earthworm Jim song stuck in my head. Those are such good shows, like great cartoons at the time. Codex Dan gave one of his orcs to a girlfriend to paint. She went pink in the armor. He loved that way and kept it. It's a little odd. He really stands out in his ordinary boys. Very cute. Love that your brain went to 3D printed meat is no kill. Well, I think that's where the science is honestly going. Occasionally you'll see a BBC article talking about like new breakthroughs in that, and I think that is definitely a humane way to go, because I think bacon tastes amazing, but if you can do it without having raised farm animals, I think that's better. I really don't like Baby Yoda. So Norton Queen, what bothers you about him? Because I can't pinpoint exactly what bothers him for me. Now, I've still only seen one episode of Mandalorian, although it does make sense that Star Wars would make good TV, so hopefully it does. But I need to get over to my friend's house and watch it, but I'm waiting for all the rest of the series to come out so I can binge watch it. If you look into the eyes of Baby Yoda, you can feel your bank account is in danger. Cuteness algorithms, Disney of all companies has that mastered. Exactly! And I don't know if I'm just metagaming it, right? I didn't get my Earthworm Jim comic yet. Oh, well, it's probably still in the mail. I know they're still shipping it. Oh, this looks so good, though. I miss all the absurd, gross cartoons and media we had in the 90s. The 90s is kind of a magical time. Batman the Animated Series. The 90s were a lawless time, and I loved it. Yeah, Batman the Animated Series, Animaniacs, good anime. The 90s was a golden age for cartoons. It's great. I like red, can't help it. I had a red obsession when I was 9 or 12. Pants red, shirt red. Aww, it's cute. Bacon flavored seaweed. That sounds like that probably exists now. Oh, Lord. I think this guy needs some eyeballs. Maybe we could do that. Let's get the whites of his eyes painted. Because now I'm just talking about 90s cartoons. What a good time. Oops, that's the wrong one. Not you. tiny little 00 bitty brush. Bitty bitty. Good morning, it's 40 degrees here. Wow, Mansar, I am jealous. Baby Yoda has been through like 3 focus groups for sure, right? Okay, and there's no doubt in my mind about that. It's just, but it feels that kind of, I don't know. Don't like being that openly manipulated, you know? Eek the cat. Oh my gosh, I do vaguely remember Eek the cat. One of my favorites back then. Never hurts to help. Huh. Baby Yoda's cuteness is too much like an elf on a shelf. I'm not sure why, but they both creep me out. Those eyes are just, I guess, just doll eyes. Mansar the Aussie, you have to say in Fahrenheit, US friends, it's almost on 10 here. Well, if I know you're talking about Celsius, I can get it. That sounds lovely. I would take 110. As opposed to whatever rotten, awful temperature it is here. Whoa, got a bunch of messages. Batman the Animated Series is still the gold standard for Batman media, followed closely by Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was quite good. They had really good content. I ended up really enjoying it because I remember when it first came out, I thought the animation style, those very sharp, pointy figures were not appealing, but you watch the show and it's just good. Talk about real stuff. Because he's kind of a young kid and he's like growing up and learning about the world, and yeah, I mean, it's nicely done. Baby Yoda feels like desperately trying to get back the fans they lost with Last Jedi. I mean, you only lose some fans with Last Jedi. It has problems, but Star Wars fans are some of the most forgiving, ironic, like it doesn't sound like they are, but they are, that you can get. Okay, everyone, it's all ready on my end. Set your 3D printers to roasted mushroom and spinach pizza with truffle oil. That sounds horrible because mushrooms are disgusting. Maybe just like Baby Yoda because of the uncanny valley. Like it resembles Yoda and we all love Yoda, but it's not quite Yoda and you know it isn't him, so you're apprehensive. Maybe. If it was a baby Iron Giant, there would be an entire rack of them in your background. Maybe. But I don't think you can mess up the Iron Giant. I mean, he was perfect. So they just make a miniature version. But then I hate clutter in my house. You wouldn't think it if you were in my house, but the Iron Giant was so good. I love that movie so much. Going to save a 3D print for the morning. Night, Ben. Thanks for hanging out. Eek the cat. Oh yeah, it had a pretty metal opening. Yeah. There was that one. What's another one? Freakazoid was another one. That used to be back-to-back with Earthworm Jim. You'd watch that. There you go, drinking from the mug again instead of a clear water glass. You make me so nervous. I've got tea, I've got water, and then I've got my Citadel cup that is in a place that would be very inconvenient for me to grab, so I can't drink it. I just have to make sure I don't dip my brush in my mug of tea. I agree with all of this talk about 90s cartoon and anime, although I must confess I am proud to live in an era where I could introduce my son to Steven Universe and discuss its deeper precepts. That's fair, and I haven't seen most of the new stuff that's out. So if there's good stuff, then good. I should hope there is. Looney Tunes apparently has been doing all right. I haven't seen really any of it, but they've really got a beautiful animation team. And the content seems pretty dang good. Just shaping in his eye a little bit. That way I have a canvas for his eyeballs. Yes, Citadel cup. Ta-da! That's my water cup. That's what I use. It's all branded and everything. And it's so perfectly designed to be a water cup. So along the bottom, it's ridged, so you can kind of scrape the toothbrush. You can scrape the paintbrush along the bottom. And then it's got these little slits here. Demonstration. Along here, so you can shape your brush through it. Again, along the bottom, which you can't see because my water's all murky, is where you can scrape the brush or whatever. And then it has resting areas for the brush, so you can keep it in that one little area. Ta-da! There's my sales pitch for it. It was like $8. It was worth it. And it's also hard to tip over because it has that shape. And so I don't have to worry about messing that up like I do my black washes. You say forgiving, I say Stockholm Syndrome. I'm gonna keep it to myself on that one. The only thing I'll say about Star Wars, it wasn't Timothy Zahn's Tron trilogy. It's enough to be disappointing on its own. And that's without bringing Mara Jade blocking. Interesting. All the WB 90s cartoons are great. I still love Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons is great. Animaniacs is great. And surprisingly sharp, I guess. I don't know. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Don't think I saw that one. Real Monsters. Yes, I remember that one. Rugrats. Robotech was older, but I ended up seeing that much later. Biker Mice from Mars. I remember that. Really old one. Well, it wasn't was it 90s? I thought it was more 80s, but Dino Riders was one. Because I thought Biker Mice from Mars was around that era too. Now I feel ancient. I remember Johnny Quest when it was his first run, I think 1964. Well, there was some pretty amazing TV in the 60s. You had the British Avengers, and you had Star Trek series, and some really great movies from that time too. So that whole era is actually kind of really a great time for media as well. I grew up with the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Still love that thing. How did GW go from literally the worst plastic cup to the best? I mean, they learned. I used to watch Clutch Cargo. I don't know that one. I used to watch Mazinger Z, Dan Kuga, Gatchaman, and Godmars back in the day. I haven't seen any of those. Can't believe nobody's mentioned X-Men. Oh yeah, X-Men, Ultra Force. I actually really liked Ultra Force too. All the boys and their superhero soap opera. Wow. Yes. Dino Riders was late 80s, but Jesus is good. The good guys had the Diplodocus, and the bad guys had the Raptors and the T-Rex with lasers. Yes. I remember OG Johnny Quest, but in reruns. Also OG Spider-Man in reruns. So I remember the cartoon Spider-Man, it's the only one I know of, where he was in college. I watched a lot of that. That one was quite good. I recall Bobby's World. It was okay. And the good Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon on ABC. I don't know that I really saw Sonic. MTV had great stuff back in the day. MTV Oddities, Aeon Flux, and Beavis and Butthead. Of course, everyone knows Beavis and Butthead. And Ren and Stimpy, which I couldn't get into. I know a lot of people who liked it. And yes, it had a lot of cleverness, but it was so dirty. I just couldn't tolerate it. Like, physically dirty. Like, every environment just looked like it was covered in scrampies. It was just unbearable for me. Hey man, there are like too many good shows to name. Like Miranda said earlier, it was a really golden age. This is true. And I mean, it's hard to say what's good now because I only watch so much TV because I don't have the free time I did as a kid, most unfortunately. All right. Paint and chat and drink wine. Or tea. Ambitious for an American syndicated cartoon. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh, that show is so creepy. We're old now, Miranda. Just seasoned. Is it you level up? That's how that works, right? The 70s Spider-Man is hilarious. It's hilarious to watch. I don't know why. It just has a timeless quality in small doses. By today's standards, you see how rough the animation was. Oh, like any of the Hanna-Barbera era cartoons and such. You can see that. I'm gonna have to touch that up. Remember when MTV played music videos? See, and I remember when MTV2 played music videos. So, MTV, what do they even do now? Is it all just some version of people marrying each other on a game show? Is that the... Spider-Man and his amazing friends are what sent me down the Marvel rabbit hole. It was the first thing I binged on Disney Plus. Does anyone think that Daniel Radcliffe would make a good Kurz? Been listening to the Horus Heresy audiobooks and feel like he could. Interesting. No idea. God, what do most... I mean, I felt like an obvious one to point to would be Vin Diesel, because he'd at least know what the series was about. But beyond that, I'm not sure who you'd get. Okay, testing the waters with this depth charge. Gargoyles. Disney Macbeth with Star Trek TNG actors. So awesome. Gargoyles is a good show. I ended up liking that one too. That was sort of like cartoon noir era too, because again, Batman the Animated Series plus Gargoyles, they had that like nighttime grown-up theme, because turns out kids were interested in what grown-ups did as opposed to just being kids all the damn time. All right. Behold, he has eyeballs. I stare at you. He needs eyebrows. He may have a shaved head, but he does not have shaved eyebrows. In the jungle, you sweat a lot. So you need eyebrows to protect your eyes. Maybe I've been painting too long. MTV does garbage. Fair enough. A lot of Star Trek actors in general. Kate Mulgrew is Titania for one. Interesting. He is not. Gargoyles is pretty good. I don't think I want Disney to reboot it though. So intense. He does. He has intense face. Smoldering eyebrows. He needs some brown eyebrows. Yes. How dark. How dark indeed. Go with a light brown, I think. He probably doesn't have super dark hair, would be my guess. I can feel him aiming. He got too close to the fire. No! And besides, if that happens and your eyebrows burn off, because this happened to my dad, they grow back really thick. Like crazy thick. So then I'd have to make him look like Carlson from Downton Abbey or something. Just gonna paint out a lid for this teeny bit of it. No judging. I kind of thought I'd get more done, but apparently this is accomplishments of 2019, talking about amazing television from the 1990s. Speaking of, from the Star Trek angle, totally got into Voyager, which I think was late 90s, I believe. DS9 was probably early or 90s-ish era, something like that. Thought I'd make him look angrier. He's looking more worried. Like he's, concerned. Don't be concerned. You're a muscle man. There's too much muscle to be scared. That's how that works, right? All right. His face. Eyebrows and eyeballs. Come on. You loaded just... Oh, no. You're not allowed to focus on the Citadel bottle. Sorry. I'm just gonna have to look at him. I'm aiming. He's coming for you. He looks great. Don't forget when painting miniatures to pat yourself on the back repeatedly for every little thing. It helps make it way more fun. Anyway, I feel really good about his eyeballs. Gotta run all. Have a great one. Thanks, Conan. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you had a good time. Okay. What's happening? Hey, Patrick. How you doing? Your talk of aging via leveling up just inspired me to write a script. Well, all right then. I hope there's more to it than just that. Okay, one metal paint bottle has become water, and the other is empty. Congratulations, Yoko. Your flamethrower canister is going to be steampunk bronze. About a group of adventuring heroes who get D&D style epic level powerful. Like, in real life? Like in our modern day world that we know of? Or... Could be interesting. If you see Jumanji, there's almost like a hint at something like that. It could be interesting. So, there's a live-action rendition of Cats coming to the cinemas. It looked awful. I'm not much of a theater musical guy, though. I think it's opening against Star Wars here. I think. Yeah, so it's gonna bomb. But, yeah, it's a very strange choice. And I say that as someone who, not to show off, but in my time in New York, went and saw Cats at like 13 or whatever. My dad took me to see Cats on Broadway. So I have that theater experience. And, it was fine. I don't know. I mean, people give it grief, but like the story itself is decent. But as a movie, I don't know. Especially with like the weird, uncanny human faces on the cat bodies. And some cats have like a female chest and some don't. And it's just very weirdly picked. And I don't know. I don't know that it could be good. And I think there are good musicals out there. I think it'd be really hard to take CG cats for an hour and a half, seriously. But they're geriatric and they'll still grapple with the challenges of old age. Oh, I see. I get it, Alexander. Well, that would be a twist. Hopefully not too hard on the actors, though, because then you'd actually have to have old people on there. Or would you just age people so that they could still do stunts? His eyebrows are now. He expresses himself to the world. Or how? Yes. I had an eyebrow shaved off once, and I have an extra long eyebrow hairs. That is a strange problem to have. Concerned he might end up with a unibrow. It's just a furrow. It's fine. Are you getting ready for more Kill Team? I'd be rather excited for some bat reps. Yes and no? I don't know when the Kill Team back reps are happening. But yes, this is for Kill Team. The Cats trailer is pure nightmare fuel. Don't worry, man, I just have to warm YouTube. It's 100 times harsher than me. I'm working on Cthulhu Death May Die Heroes right now. Oh, nice. Catachan happy. Right? No, that wouldn't work at all. Very aggressive. My hands are steadier. I would have painted mom and heart tattoos on my IG Ogrins. Nice. Did you add that drum magazine, or is the standard Catachan part? Very cool Tommy-esque gun. So I kind of stole these, didn't steal these, I bought these out of a bits bin of other minis. It looks like it's a conversion of sorts. It's decently done though. But yeah, it's like a las gun macho style. I mean, it works. Carlson's dark past finally revealed. Legendary. I'm just off popping to town for a moment. Yes, that could be kind of good. Maybe his name should be Carlson. Well, I think I have a name picked out for him yet. This isn't too bad. Metal. We need metal on these guys. Stop distracting me. We need some PIM particles so we can shrink down to appropriate size and freehand tattoos on minis. Maybe, yeah, I mean, you could just bring them up. Yeah. Instead of you shrinking down, you would just make it bigger and then paint it really nice. Because then you could get like a body, like a car auto body tattoo artist and do like the really flashy, crazy ones that people paint on their hoods. Then shrink them back down and no one will know how you did that. It'd be great. That brush is too small. This brush is right. Alright, let's get his dog tag painted in there because, you know, that wouldn't be skin colored, obviously. So yeah, I don't know if you guys all feel like you're ready for whichever holiday y'all celebrate, but I have decided that I am. Sort of just gave up after a certain while. Said, okay, well, the rest will be phone calls and saying hey to people, and anybody I miss, I'll take to lunch. That's kind of my plan. I do so hate some aspects of these holiday times, but at the same time, it actually is. It could be a nice time of year. I just never slow down enough to enjoy it. I forget what Ben Affleck, George Carlin move it was when it comes to theater. I'm like the girl in that film. Everyone's doing Cats and I'm performing Sweeney Todd. I did not enjoy Sweeney Todd at all. Like, their worst Pies in London song was just, like, whatever the appeal was for people, I clearly missed. But yeah, Sweeney Todd I didn't like. As far as musical goes, I think I really enjoyed Chicago. And there's got to be some others, but that's usually the first one that comes to mind when I think of like musicals as movies that I've legitimately enjoyed. And you know, you see musicals in the theater or on a stage theater, and it's a different experience, and it's more, you know, it just feels different, and so they're usually more interesting. Yeah. Valerian, man, it must be painful being second all the time. Jeez. Best wishes from Austria, 5 a.m. and ready to watch, and already watching Paint and Chat. My goodness. Raviel, welcome. Appreciate you tuning in all the way from Austria. It's nice. My brother, Craven Moorhead, is wanting a tattoo. Do you have any ideas? Nope. Sound of Music. Confession, I've never seen The Sound of Music. Okay, so here's my reasoning. It never shows on any streaming services. The only way you can get it is if you go buy the DVD or Blu-ray, and at a minimum, it's all like $30 is the price tag on that. So I'd have to actually go find a physical rental or borrow it from a friend. And I did borrow it from a friend. And then it sat on my coffee table for like 3 months before she just sort of took it back one day because I hadn't watched it yet. So that's my story of The Sound of Music. It took me like a really long time to get around to some of those classics like Chinatown or Citizen Kane or things like that. So I'll get to it at some point. Tim Curry's performance may still be on YouTube. So awesome. Well, Tim Curry is amazing. I love him in Clue. Also one of my favorite movies of all time. If you can't tell, I kind of have a thing for campy. In my house, we celebrate Jedimus with a Jedimus. Oh, I see. With a lightsaber, star on the tree, and a Sith pinata. I'm gifting myself a Star Destroyer Model 2. Francer. Musicals drive me crazy ever since I watched Camelot. Good story that kept getting interrupted with singing. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, the singing should help facilitate the story, not be a pit stop where we all stop, sing, and then go. I forgot how much Disney movies actually have that, like the cartoons. So, yeah. I hear ya. The one thing I saw in London was Les Mis years ago. Huh. Probably pretty good. I remember hearing Les Miserables. Like I was just listening to it. I was house sitting, bored. And they had Les Miserables, so I listened to that. And, you know, miserable time in France. Sounded, you know, like an awful, miserable environment and world to live in. Wonder what I'd think of it now, though. I was definitely probably too young to appreciate it at the time. Alright, getting Alaskan painted. He's coming along. He's got a face. Actually really happy with how his eyes came out. Nice and easy there. There we go. Let's see, we're not supposed to talk about Camelot. Just look up the Sound of Music songs, you'll get a sense of the plot. Fair enough. I was just about to say, Disney is really training wheels for loving musicals. Do you draw as well? Ish, but not well. I might get the Sabbath Crusade book for a present to myself. You guys haven't finished Christmas shopping for yourselves? Or whatever, holiday? I say Christmas shopping because, you know, it's the holiday of consumerism. But, I haven't decided. I think as far as any sort of hobbying stuff, I've just gotten most of it throughout the year. I just need to, I really want to just hang out and play games, but I'm unlikely to get either of my parents interested in, say, Kill Team or Underworlds, so I'm going to have to wait till I get home on Christmas. Maybe hang out with some friends that day. But then I have to go to work the next day anyway, so it's not like I have a whole lot of time off for Christmas. I might get myself super glue and decent paints. Or give up entirely and just give myself another Figma action figure. Oh my. Time to work on his fingernails. Please. In the jungle, Bills, you don't have time for fingernails. You just pull them off periodically so that they don't get in the way. You know, it's a ventilation thing because it gets so hot. I literally haven't painted his shirt yet because I haven't decided which white I want to use. So as I put off that decision, I paint metal. Finished Christmas shopping. That's funny. Well, I mean, eventually you have to. You run out of money at some point. And then you're like, mortgage or... Have you ever made Wehrmacht models? No. My IG kill team all have wood and brass las guns. It's fancy. Parents don't play kill team. I know. It's sort of a big disappointment. I try not to tell people about it, but they in fact do not participate. Neither of them are surprised that I play war games, but however, my mom does get a little bit into card games. She got really into that little game Gloom, because she likes like dark macabre things and such, and so we've played Gloom together, and you know, it's good. It's a good time, good bonding. Maybe we can do that for Christmas. Play Gloom. There we go. Getting his gun. I'm aiming my las gun. Firing up my laser. You guys are great. It's fun to hang out. I'm gonna miss you guys next week. I mean, I say that I'll be hanging out with my mom, but New Year's. I'll probably be on for New Year's. We can make our dastardly plans for 2020. Mwahaha. Oh, totally knocked him off this thing. I pulled it out of there before. That's crazy. I'm now picturing a squad of Catachans sitting around a jungle with their boots, giving each other mani-pedis. Appreciate you always taking the time to share your hobby passion. Hope you have an exciting Christmas. Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good time too. Don't go mad with all the stuff to paint. Good thing I don't live near you or I'd go broke keeping up with you and your minis. Nah, just help paint mine. My plasma gun raid died in the first shot tonight. Oh, kill team's brutal. I mean, that's just win some, you lose some. Did he die though, or did he just suffer like an injury? Have you tried the Arkham Horror living card game? No. A very gloomy Christmas at Miranda's parents' place, basically. Have you heard? Alright, I think you can just go away. Should take some time of your sepulchral guard over your mom's. Play them around the gloom table. Take my sepulchral guard. She'd like them, actually. Those are definitely minis that she would appreciate. So, I think that's completely appropriate. Well, we're coming up on kind of the last few minutes here, guys, so certainly hope you all have a wonderful, safe holiday. Careful of all the holiday shoppers out there because they are not considerate. And hopefully the weather is not awful and terrifying where you are. Because apparently we keep getting a lot of crazy snow here in the United States over in, you know, somewhere north of me. So please be careful of that too. But it's always fun getting stuff painted together. Getting my little Catachan guy, well, I guess started. It's certainly fun. They're just neat looking minis. I need to figure out how to put a tattoo on them. That'll definitely be the goal. Good timing. A touch of gray to distinguish Yoko's hair from her eye patch when she's done. We'll share a pic on your Facebook announcement for today's stream. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for the chat. I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. Yeah. Have a good time. Keep the sanity. There'll be plenty of hobbying to do next year, so don't freak out if you haven't gotten it done now. Now it's time for a proper glass of water. Whew. I'm painting up some Imperial Fist intercessors and trying to decide whether to equip them with stalkers or auto bolt rifles. Any idea on how to make them swappable? I mean, can you put magnets in something that small? I mean, if you pin it or something? I just accidentally booted myself out of the chat. 8 minutes before the feeds end. Oh, it happens. Sorry, man. I was thinking magnets, but it seems there isn't enough room. I mean, don't know immediately of another option other than magnets for permanent. I mean, you could also magnetize like a different part. Maybe the whole top changes out, for example, at the waist, you know? It's becoming a little ritual, sharing a pic of what I did during your Facebook stream. Well, it's certainly appreciated, Mandragora. How was Valhalla this year? It was great. Well, it was probably the best one yet, actually. We had like 60 people. And the food was great, and the weather was very cooperative, and we had all of the gaming out, and we had Creature Caster out, and they had a painting table so people could just chill and paint, or play what they wanted, or enjoy the pool, and I couldn't have asked for more. It was beautiful. Everybody was wonderful. It was a lot of fun, actually. I miss it. Duct tape it is, I guess. Maybe. Does seem to be a solution to most things, so. All right, I'll probably end it here. At this point, I'm just touching up little metal bits, and then still need to pick my shirt color. But little Not Carson here says bye. That's our progress. It's my progress for the night. You guys probably got a lot further, all things considered. Come on, you can focus it. I know you can. You can do this, little camera. Maybe if you're not evil. Focus. Work with me. Ta-da! There we go. Yes. So. Little Catachan man, showing what he can do, coming along. See what else I can get done for him. But yeah, I guess we'll see each other next year on New Year's, probably. Will be the next paint and chat. And yeah, we'll figure out our plans for the year. Yay. Better get this in before any more shenanigans go down. Merry Christmas. Enjoy dinner with Mom. Thank you. Any plans for Valhalla next year? Yep, there will definitely be Valhalla next year. The Kickstarter will be going up March 1st. And the event dates, I need to update on the website, but it'll be September 27th to October 2nd. So, pretty good times. Thanks for the live show. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Paul, for moderating and helping out in the chat there. And to everyone who hung out, have a great, happy, safe Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate. And, yeah. I'll see you next time. And do post, if you want to, on my Facebook, the whatever you painted tonight, because it's fun to see your guys' progress, too. Okay, bye.